Okay, what's up, YouTube? This is a response to a comment left to me by Eloquentargument, and her statement was, I can honestly say that black men are no longer my first choice. I've decided to keep my options open and to date as many diverse men as possible. What do you think about black women like me and others who no longer want a black man specifically? We all know those numbers are increasing, but what are your thoughts? How can I say this without trying to create any sort of controversy? It's your life. Do whatever you need to do that's going to make you happy. I just encourage black women to have a clear head in terms of the choices that they make. And if you have a clear head and you truly feel that's what you need to do, then by all means do so. I don't expect black women to wait around. I don't expect black men to wait around. Good people are good people, and good people in today's world are incredibly hard to find. So I don't care what race they are. If you truly feel like that's a good stand-up person and you guys get along, whether it's on a friendship level or a romantic level, by all means surround yourself with that person and those people. But as far as this whole philosophy that black women have in terms of not wanting black men specifically, in terms of us not being your first choice and you having more of an open stance, I think you're in dangerous territory, because you are assuming that black men are still going to compete for you with an open preference. What do I mean? Men will compete, okay, amongst other men. But I have to go into details. Men of a certain racial background will not compete for their own women if those women choose to date men outside the race. What do I mean? If you are a Mexican dude, okay, and I'm saying this because I've actually had conversations with some of my Mexican friends on this very topic in college. If you are a Mexican dude and you see a Mexican woman that you're attracted to, of course you're going to want to compete, and you know, only a fool would expect her not to have other men on the radar. So you're going to have to compete. But she's not going to compete if she is talking to a dude who is clearly not doing the right thing, whether he's choloed out or, thugged out. He's not going to compete. And he's not going to compete if she has this open preference, right? He's not going to say, I'm going to compete for you even though you're open to different men racially. And I'm sure other men from different races would probably say the same thing. I'm only speaking on Mexican because I have a lot of close friends that are Mexican, and we've had these conversations. And I can definitely say this for black men, especially the upstanding black men. We will compete for black women that we feel are quality, and we'll even compete when we know other dudes of quality are trying to get at her. Okay? I've only really competed, hard for a black chick when she had other male callers. Only once, because I knew the other male callers. I knew who they were. There were also other upstanding dudes. We weren't boys, but they were black men that I respected. And I've pretty much, cut off black women who thought that I was going to compete for them, even though they were talking to dudes that weren't doing well. And what I'm trying to say to you is, if you have this open preference, you might as well cut black men off completely. Don't even put us on your options list. Take us off. We're not going to compete with you. So I guess the question is why? Why aren't men from a certain racial background not going to compete for their own women if they choose to have this open sort of preference? Why? Well, I'll put it to you like this. As a black dude, I know we're living in a diverse world, and I know, to be black literally means a million different things. You have blacks all over the place in terms of economic background and just in terms of everything. We're a very diverse group. But at the end of the day, I feel as if I can offer you the most. Okay, like I said before, there really is no competition for a black woman who has everything together. Okay, no offense to non-black women, but we are from the same culture. So the level of understanding would almost should be over 95%. The way I look at it, even if I connected with somebody of a different race, let's say at most we would probably be 85% strong, and there's still going to be at least 15% of just parts of being parts of her that we aren't going to be able to click on. Okay? There's going to be certain things that she won't understand, but I feel like, if you're dealing with a black woman who has her head clear, the level of connection is unrivaled. There is no substitute for it. So I'll be the first one to say that a black woman at her best, okay, will win out non-black women who are also at their best because they just know too much about me. I can't even get away with lying. She'll be able to see straight through me. So I couldn't front, and that's a good thing. I'd have to keep it real. And unfortunately, you have a lot of black women, I'm not saying you, but you have a lot of black women who have forgotten that. You have a lot of black women who have forgotten that they can't really connect with another dude at their best. Because as black men, we feel like at our best, no other group of men can connect with you as well as we can. So because of that, we're not willing to compete. Okay? I think of it like sports. Let's say I'm a sports team and I have a free agent player. And there's other teams trying to get him. If I'm offering him the most money, okay, the biggest contract, the most playing time, I'm not going to sit there and wine and dine him. Okay? I'm going to put my offer out there, and I'm going to say, if you're interested, you're interested. If you're not, you're not. I'm not going to chase you down. And I'm going to be offended if you're going to sit there and act like you need to take other offers because I'm giving you the best deal. That's how we feel. You can call it egotistical, and you can call it whatever you want to call it. That's just how we feel. And like I said, I've had conversations with my Mexican friends. They feel the same way. And I'm pretty sure other men of different ethnic, racial, whatever you want to call it, feel the same way about their own women. So, in closing, I'm not afraid to admit that we can't get this done without each other. Okay? As much as black people suffer from super egos, super pride, super hubris, I'll be willing to admit that we need each other. But if you have to do what you have to do, by all means do so, but there is no going back and forth. Is it a double standard? I would say it is, but it's a double standard that the women control. Okay, they can choose to accept it or not. And as black men, we are saying we aren't going to accept it. We aren't going to go after you if you feel like you have an open preference. If you truly feel like at my best, as a black dude, I still have to compete for non-black men, even at their best, right? If we have to compete, then I'm done. Because like I said, what I can give you is more than what they can. And I feel the same way when we flip it around. Okay? I completely feel like a black woman, right, at her best, there is no other competition. Now, if black women still want to compete with black men who have an open sort of stance, then, hey, it is what it is. Like I said, you guys control that. You can agree with it or you can simply opt out. So, hopefully you understand where I'm coming from. Hopefully I can get a response. Everybody else, please chime in. Tell me how you feel. You know the drill. Take it easy. God bless.